So let's go ahead and install the 7th element board into the Dangerous Power G3. So now what we're doing is let's go ahead and just remove the grips. There we go. And let's go ahead and remove the 3 screws that hold the board in. Now generally the hardest part with getting the Dangerous Power board out is removing the Molex connectors. So let's see what kind of a fight these put up. Let's go ahead and just carefully push them out over here. And like I've told you guys many times in the past, you always want to grab the plastic connectors, not the wires. Now if the connector comes off, that's okay, we can slide that back on. But these little guys are definitely in there really well. There we go. Out it goes. Very cool. So we got the old board out. Let's go ahead and take out the 7th element board. Okay, out it comes. Now the 7th element board, they very highly recommend that you use the custom products trigger. So what we'll do is before we install it is let's go ahead and remove the stock trigger. And I need to get a slightly smaller Allen key. Let's go ahead and just remove the regulator while we're at it. And we'll unscrew the front screw on the grip frame. We're basically doing this so we can get the trigger out. Let's go ahead and remove the hook. And then we'll drop the last screw that holds the grip frame on, which is right up here at the top. There we go. They've already moved the trigger screws, so let's go ahead and just remove this out through the top. Out comes the spring. All set. Now let's grab our custom products trigger. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so now what we're going to do here is we're going to install the custom products trigger. Custom products trigger comes with 4 parts. It has the trigger, 2 spacers, and a locking set screw that goes in through the side of the grip frame. Now the first thing you want to do is drop the spring back into the gun. And now what we'll do is we'll just carefully lower the trigger into place. Now once we have the trigger lowered into place, we're just going to watch, look through the hole to where we have the hole lined up perfectly so the set screw can press against it. It may take a little bit of wiggling. There we go. And down it goes. There we go. Trigger is in place. There's no side-to-side play on this at all. Now we'll just go ahead and tighten down the trigger a little bit. And we are good to go. Okay, now that we have the trigger installed, let's go ahead and install the 7th element board. Anytime you go to a micro switch on the G3, it's always a little bit of a tight fit. That went in there with no problem at all. Let's go ahead and take our 3 screws. Let's get the board tightened back down. Now let's go ahead and feed the cables in through the top. And now it's not a bad idea at this point to go ahead and put it's not a bad idea at this point to go ahead and use 1 screw and just lock the frame down. Let's go ahead and put the solenoid wire in. Now let's go ahead and drop in the eye wire. There we go. Let's go ahead and go get a battery and put the battery, the fresh battery, back in there. Let's go ahead and run the wires back up into the handle. And now what we're going to do is start putting together, putting the gun basically back together. Grip frame back on here, the grips back on. Now there's 2 different sets of, 2 different sizes of screw. You got a short screw and a long screw. And the short screws go through the grips, the long screws go through the frame. Now obviously before you go ahead and put all this back together again, you always want to make sure that the eyes are working, and so you just want to put your finger in the breech and double check and make sure the eyes are working. There we go. Now that we get everything back together again, let's just give it one more snug, make sure everything's on here nice and tight. There we go. So we'll put our regulator on here, we'll put our hook back on.